Welcome back to Stage Racing. In today's video, we're going to do a put it over there. It's a Fender vent to release air pressure from when you're going at high speeds to create more downforce. You're probably asking yourself two things. Why is there a splitter on the neon and I didn't come out with a video with it? And question number two is, who the fuck is Jim Bob Cooter? Question number one is, and I'll answer that, is I'm actually working on a video, but then I was working on a video, and then the memory got completely corrupted, so I lost all the video of that. But I will explain what I did as best as I can in another video, so that you can do this as well. Your question number two is, I'm going to answer that, who the fuck is Jim Bob Cooter? Jim Bob Cooter was a coach for the Detroit Lions. He got fired. That's really about it. If that answers all your questions, then we can keep going. So with the fender vent, I already did one on this side. We're going to do it on the driver's side. And I'm going to, I got it from Professional Awesome. Let me go get it. So here's your fender vent. Basically, it's got slots that you can twist to form a, I'm not an aerodynamicist by any means. I'm just a Mexican with a dream. And basically, if you fold these in a certain way, and the air is going through the fender, through the splitter, going underneath the wheel, it'll kind of create a bubble in here. And by putting these vents in, it'll create it's like a high pressure of the wheel well, and it'll expel the air out of there, and that'll kind of help suck the car down a little bit further. So basically, this is what this is. It's a really, really good quality piece of aluminum. I got it from Professional Awesome. Matter of fact, everything I got here is from Professional Awesome. I am not sponsored by them. But with that being said, I will want to thank my sponsors for this year, Palms Tire, Anti-Gravity Batteries, and SB Tuning. All you guys are awesome. Daryl's Details as well. Thank you for him for helping us out this year for stage racing. So any other way that they can help, they've always helped me out, so I appreciate all them guys. And we kind of got something in the works for another sponsorship, but I'm not gonna say who it is just yet, because we're kind of working out the details to help with the car. And a lot of the people love the car because it's just, you don't see a lot of them built like this. I've seen a couple of them, like a handful of them, but not as super aggressive as far as what I'm gonna do with it. But let's get on with the video. I'll show you guys how I installed mine. It's actually really easy. There is a template that you can print out to make this, but I obviously didn't do that. So I figured out another way how to do it, and it's kind of cake. So just hang tight, and let's get the show started. All right, guys, first things first. We're going to put this smaller plate here going forward. This is the back side of it. So what I did is grab one of the magnets for like welding. You can put those on the steel, and it'll kind of help you set it up a little bit away. So I just want to copy and paste that one, and I know what the measurements are. So then I kind of, this is an actual curve compared to the curve of the fender. So they're not going to match, but you have to do your best to make it match as best you can. So in this case, I kind of have an idea where I put the fender before. And I put tape here so we can actually draw on the fender without having to, if we're not cutting that area, we can just take that painter's tape off and it won't do any harm. See? So that side from the bottom of the fender to the bottom, from the bottom of the fender to the bottom of the vent is, I want to say it was 1.25 inches. But I want to double check over there too, because we want to measure 1,000 times and cut once. And it kind of broke my heart to cut this fender because this is an OEM fender, rust free, and I cut it and I was like, but it had to be done. So you kind of have an idea where our the fender's going to be at. So I'll step away so you can kind of see. The whole point of doing this is that it's going to create suction from the wheel, from the splitter here, into the wheel. The bubbles here, we want to expel the air to the pressure and force it out that way. Okay, so I think that this is a good place to kind of start tracing it. So the only thing that's holding it up is the magnet, right? But we have in a ballpark a day where it's supposed to be at. I said ballpark. And so now we're going to trace it lightly without having to move it. That's a tricky one. This is what you get. You won't really need the magnet unless if you want it to hold something, but the fender is now in place. I'm trying to like work it in a little bit to, you know, just work with the metal because the fender is not flat. Like my ass. The fender is kind of, you have to contour some of this into the, you have to contour the aluminum into the fender a little bit, just to kind of press it down, work it around a little bit. It will help you when you do the rivets and you're not fighting the fender. So, okay, got that there. Now the template that they give you is to outline this, right? Because you want to cut everything inside of the vents, but you have to leave this much room in metal so that you can actually rivet and cut and rivet and cut, right? So, or cut and rivet, I'm sorry. So what we're going to do is now measure from here to here, and in this case it's about 5/8 of an inch ballpark. So then I'm going to show you the tool I use to make that happen, Captain. About 5/8 of an inch from here to here, so we got to cut the inside of all this in here. What I end up using is this tool. I'm going to sound like a jackass, but I think this is a protractor. No, this is not a protractor. This is, someone put out on the comments what this is. I think it's called
a lance. Hello?
A pen with it's a two-stick method, right? So what I'm going to do is now use this portion, which is the sharp metal end, and this one is like the tracing end, and just go from the top here and slowly and carefully create my 5/8 of an inch. Just follow. And then we're going to grab our marker, and then we're going to use the actual template to kind of ballpark trace it up. I need this so I can see it with my eyes, so I know how far to go in. Okay. Now we know that we have to cut all in here. By cutting all in here, then we can actually, this will be functional. Now you can be a complete absolute chotch and just put it in there, and then people will make fun of you, but don't do that without actually making it functional, because then you can't move these vents really. They have to be somewhat flat. So besides the point, we want to cut this out, and then these are in here somewhere where the holes for the rivets are going to be this amount of metal. All right, now we're actually going to cut the shit out of the inside here. So I'm going to start to do that. So here we go. good to have like a deburr here. The whole point of doing this is for this specific reason. Now there's this hole here that when we're driving at a high speed, the air is no longer going to be stuck in this fender. It's going to be expelled out. So that will create a little bit of downforce going on, which is what these are for. Same thing. It's not only to get the heat out of there, but to, you want to have it close to the, let me move this over. You want to have the hood louver close to where the radiator is at to get functional cooling out and also to create downforce. So you're probably asking yourself, if we're creating all this front downforce, what are you going to do about the back? And the answer is there's going to be something pretty significant I'm going to do, but I don't want to say it until we get the kinks worked out. So, but for right now, we're working on the front downforce, and that's what we're doing the Fender Louvers. Okay, now that the fender is cut out perfectly for us, now what I want to do is grab the damn flashlight I just had so I can light up underneath here, and it'll show me exactly ballpark where to move it. Excuse me, again. So I'm going to turn on my flashlight, stuff it underneath the tire. So it's going to illuminate my spacing so I can kind of see, make sure everything is as square as possible. Eyeball it too, make sure you're double checking it. Put it right there. Okay, so now I know that here and here are going to be my ones, my holes that I'm going to center it with, and then it should go on. Okay, so we move the hood louver out of the way. We get the flashlight out of the way. Don't cut yourself. Okay, and then we drill these two holes. These are going to be our centering holes. You want to use an 1/8 inch drill because these are going to be 1/8 inch diameter inside rivets. So this would be perfect to get it in, tighten it, and be done with it. Okay, that's part's done. Then we take our tape off. Okay. Okay, so now tape is removed. We got our holes here. I would highly recommend, if you have any touch-up paint, touch up all the aluminum that is here, because this all that is bare metal now where you were cutting it when I got hot. So I do have touch-up paint, so I'm going to do that now. If you don't have any touch-up paint, then I'm sorry. Get some. I really recommend you touching up at least the blue paint. So let me touch up the paint, clean stuff up, and then we'll get to actually installing the fender louver. All right, guys. Now that we gave the fenders enough time to the touch-up paint enough time to dry, now we can actually start putting it kind of in place. So what I have here is a rivet gun. Sweet. You don't need a battery-powered one, but a regular rivet gun would be just fine. What I do is put the rivet inside, prepare it for its journey. Then what I like to do is when I'm riveting it in place, I like to work it kind of out, if that makes any sense. So In this place, I want to mark the next one there. I like to have a light on, just so I can kind of see where the reference points are at. You can kind of see through these lines right here to see that, to make sure that my lines are still in place. So then I'm going to start working from this way to here, work way down here, and then it'll kind of start working itself into the fender, if that makes any sense. So it's gonna be time consuming, but let's get to it. Oh my God, no I didn't. Press hard, just not hard enough. Now we gotta fix that.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
I'm going to show you what it looks like now and then how to kind of set the vents. Here's what it looks like installed. Okay, not bad. So I kind of moved this vent out a little bit. I grab some pliers and I put a little piece of tape so that you don't nick the black paint. And then all you have to do is just press it lightly and it'll kind of work itself out. And if you did everything right besides scratch the shit out of your car, word to the wise, put blue tape when you're doing this. Just look at that. Look at that. Besides that, fender vent is installed. So, besides the crappy scratch, everything went as it should. It's very easy to do. Don't be intimidated by it. Hopefully you can use this video to any card that you want to use. These are universal. These are not per the car. So you can use these however you want to do it. Hopefully this kind of, like I said, helped you guys out how to do it and not be intimidated by it. You can get these at Professional Awesome. The Fender Louvers, they made the carbon fiber ones that I almost got them. Just because I was going to hot boy it out with the rest of my carbon fiber stuff, but I just didn't think that it would look as good as with the hood louver, would match close to that. I made that. I don't know where you can buy those. I know you can buy those from somebody else, but I kind of made those to have the engine sit down and everything, but I figured that these would look so much better. But like, subscribe, and comment, and see you guys in the next video, and hopefully we can talk about the splitter. So, see you guys in the next one, guys. Take care. Have a good one.